You know, as a journalist, it is my responsibility to point out a lot of these inconsistencies that happened during the alleged shooting during the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night. First, Karen Levitz does an interview and says, shots will be fired.
Classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper.
Then this man hands Trump a note that looks like it says victory on it. And of course, Trump seems completely unfazed after hearing what sounds like gunfire. And then there's this guy. He's still just chomping away as chaos is unfolding around him. Moments later, the VP is escorted out first, not the president. But this right here, this is the most interesting thing that I noticed. A Fox News reporter says that she was warned about the shooting right before it happened.
I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He kind of leaned over and said, you know, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, you know, there are some...
Yeah, so the video just ends like that. So why did they cut her off and not let her finish what she was saying? And then right here, you see several photos of people from the administration kikiing it up, just having a great old time after an alleged shooting just occurred. What do y'all think? This screams badly staged, if I don't know what.
Shalom. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to our sister Akim, pushing his word across the four corners of the world. And as you just saw from this opening video, and more people on social media are sharing this same sentiment about this staged event, this White House Correspondents' Dinner that took place on April the 25th at the Washington Hilton. And when you had a so-called crazy, shirtless man, armed to the T, managed to walk through the lobby, breach security, and just start firing shots. And mind you that this character, or this shooting suspect by the name of Cole Allen, kind of found out he had a manifesto. And notice throughout the years regarding these false flags or staged events, they always have some type of personal journal or a manifesto, which is a major red flag. So before this character, Cole Allen, got tackled down by these Secret Service agents, and on this grainy video, he was just able to skip past this high-level security and open fire against other high-level cabinet officials, like very notable people within that venue, and probably one of the most secure buildings at that moment. You had one older Edomite guy in the midst of all this so-called chaos and just still enjoying his dessert. You had Dana White, who is the CEO of the UFC, and he stated how this White House Correspondents' Dinner scare was awesome. Like, wouldn't you think that people would be more scared, more shocked, or more distressed in a time frame of a shock event happening like that? But remember, according to the WEF, the World Economic Forum, they stated years ago to expect an era of shock events, which goes into these false flag operations, these staged events, or these psychological operations, which are nothing but left-handed enchantments that's being pulled upon the masses. But we are witnessing more within these end times, pursuant to the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter and the 4th verse, how knowledge is being increased. And within this informational age, a great awakening is happening amongst the masses. And where that spiritual veil is being lifted off a lot of people's eyes. And they are really starting to come to that realization how America, or Babylon the Great, according to the Holy Bible, is nothing but a Truman Show. Like one big South Park episode of all of this staged nonsense. And the elites of Esau Edom are looking very tacky within these latter times. And guess what? According to X, which was formerly known as Twitter, their #1 search this past weekend was stage, which highlights the simulated reality that we're seeing being plastered on Esau's mainstream propaganda. And more so through the spirit, Esau is just being searched out. His hidden things are being sought up, according to the book of Obadiah. And that takes me to Isaiah 47, verse 1, within the NLT, the New Living Translation. And as you can see from the heading, prediction of Babylon's fall. And Babylon is a codified name for America. Come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, and sit in the dust. And that virgin daughter of Babylon again is referencing to America. And sit in the dust, going into that state of confusion, which also showcases unto these other nations this low predicament that America is currently in. Like a lot of people are being witness unto Esau's shameful spirit upon his glory. And right after this so-called incident, Trump's main concern when he addressed the nation was an urgency to build this ballroom, which is a $400 million project. And he was going into how secure it's going to be, like drone-proof, bulletproof, things of that sort. So again, all of these theatrics that we're seeing being played out right now, it's just one big ball rolled up into confusion and folly. And more of the masses are not being too swayed by Esau's semantics. A lot of people are waking up. And it says right here, for your days of sitting on a throne have ended. And if anyone cannot see how an unwise king is currently being in rulership going into the tabernacle of Esau Edom, then something is very wrong with that individual. Because by him ruling right now, look at the current state of the earth, its inhabitants, especially the people. More people are sick. More people are tapped out on this thing that we call life. The American morale is at an all-time low. And these are the results when the wicked is being ruled. And that's because the earth and along with its inhabitants are within a mournful state. So for your days of sitting on a throne have ended, O daughter of Babylonia. Never again will you be the lovely princess, tender and delicate. Take heavy millstones and grind flour, remove your veil and strip off your robe. So again, a lot of people are seeing past America's facade. You know, you have a woman that have a lot of makeup on. She be all caked up with makeup. Her hair might look kind of real, but it's a wig. She got the long eyelashes on. But once she take all of that off, she's looking like a scarecrow. And that's how a lot of these foreign nations are looking at America once they laid in bed with her. They're not caught up into the hype anymore. They have that post-nut clarity, as they would call it. Expose yourself to public view. And we are definitely within some beautiful times concerning these end-time biblical prophecies, how America's being exposed on such levels I've never seen before. Like, as soon as you see something happen on mainstream news, then people automatically on social media counteracting it or exposing it and bringing more people to the light by revealing truth of what really transpired during this staged event. Again, the #1 search result this past weekend on X was stage. Like, more of these Americans that do their due diligence as researching are not too inclined to fall for Esau's manufactured reality, these fabricated lies. And it's only so long that you can tell a lie until the actual truth comes out. So again, expose yourself to public view. You will be naked and burdened with shame. I will take vengeance against you without pity. And once you think about this, and we know it's all according to the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua bringing forth more nakedness upon Esau's so-called glory via this shameful spearing, Esau really shot himself in the foot. Like, he sabotaged his own future plans, hidden agendas, caused more problems for himself in the long run, especially during the C-19 lockdown or this pandemic, and where they coerced most of the masses to stay at home, you know, the work from home ordeal. And that gave people what? A lot of time to themselves, especially within the comfort of their own homes. And a lot of people did their due diligence by researching, checking things out. And at that time frame, you had a lot of series on Netflix and different similar platforms showing apocalyptic movies or TV shows and pretty much revealing how these scientists that's associated with these government officials unleash pathogens and perpetuating biological warfare upon the masses. People turn into zombies, things of that sort. In that time frame of the C-19 lockdown was really where a great awakening happened amongst the masses, especially here within America. You saw that spirit of more disregard towards the government officials, especially the president. But now within these times that we're currently in, it's just being more intensified, more inflamed. And this is all the workings of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, bringing down this sinful kingdom. And that takes me to Job 18, verses 5 to 10 within the NLT. Surely the light of the wicked will be snuffed out. And the wicked, according to the Bible, is the tabernacle of Esau Edom. And pursuant to Malachi, the 1st chapter and the 4th verse, this is a nation of people that the Most High, Yahweh, has an indignation with forever. So surely the light of the wicked will be snuffed out. The sparks of their fire will not glow. The light in their tent will grow dark. The lamp hanging above them will be quenched. And due to Esau being exposed on such high levels in this day of time, that's more shameful spearing coming upon his so-called glory. And that's why I stated within Revelation 18, verse 23, how the light of a candle should shine no more at all in thee, referring to that aura that America once had, that's ruled by Esau Edom. And by this particular gospel of the kingdom that's being preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, hence the testimony of Yahushua that's been spoken by the true prophets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, beginning with those two witnesses, the elect of the southern and the northern kingdom of the nation of Israel. That vibration via the art of teaching is dimming the lights upon this sinful kingdom. And of course, being aided by this third witness. Hence, these truthers or whistleblowers who are also partaking into and bringing out that everything that was done within the darkness is now coming out to the light, coming out to the forefront. Verse 7, the confident stride of the wicked will be shortened. Their own schemes will be their downfall. Hence these tacky gimmicks that they will propagate upon their mainstream media as a terrorist attack or a cyber attack that was initiated by another nation. And the list goes on. But within the people's lenses now that are waking up, it's all false flag operations or Psy-Ops or staged events. Again, coming from the WEF, expect an era of shock events. And these same tacky gimmicks that's worked for Esau for so long, it's not putting people in awe anymore as it once did. Or it doesn't have that cause and effect as it once did. And that's why it says right here within Isaiah 47, verse 8, listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom. Living at ease and feeling secure, you say, I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment. Widowhood and the loss of your children, yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic. Again, this mainstream propaganda that's did a lot of sorceries, enchantments, and just witchcraft for many, many, many decades. And here's the point within verse 10. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said. But your wisdom and knowledge, hence his pseudoscience and technology, have led you astray. And you said, I am the only one, and there is no other. Like for instance, the elites of Esau Edom and their counterparts are going into extreme measures by creating all this AI, robotics, biometrics. But it's coming to the point, these same robotics will turn rogue upon the people, like Terminators. And you're forcing Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua's hand to lift up that divine standard upon his elect that he care about within these dreadful days to come. And also you're forcing the hand of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, to send back his only begotten son, Yahushua, and along with his heavenly hosts, the angels. So again, Esau is shooting himself in the foot. He's really sabotaging his own so-called future plans, hidden agendas. And it's becoming problematic for him in the long run, which is more proof through the Spirit that there is no such thing as free will. This is all the original plans of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua, being fulfilled within these end times, hence biblical prophecies. So jumping back to Job 18, verse 7, the confident stride of the wicked will be shortened. Their own schemes will be their downfall. The wicked walk into a net. They fall into a pit. A trap grabs them by the heel. So everybody's pointing out the wicked according to the Bible. And it's been more evident who that fugitive and that vagabond truly is, especially dealing with the hierarchy of the Edomites, which is Amalek. And it's only for so long that you can run and hide from all your crafty lies that you have been conjuring up since your existence. Because if you notice through the Spirit, the more that Esau Edom staged his wickedness across the four corners of the world, then the more that Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah is speeding up the time for his end. And that concludes the lesson through the Spirit, just more staged nonsense presented by the man of sin himself, Esau Edom. And we, as the children of light that's been aided by the gift of the Holy Spirit, we definitely cannot fall victim to Satan's devices. So with that, hopefully you all stay edified, you all stay strong, keep pushing forward. Shalom.